What's up, YouTube? It's Ryutachi here to bring you another Bleach review. This chapter, I think, was pretty good. I mean, pretty much only within like 20 pages, pretty much only like one thing happened, but it was pretty important. So, just to do a little recap, last chapter we found out that the Zangetsu that we all knew was not actually Zangetsu, and in this chapter, we were supposed to see the actual Zangetsu, and for the most part, that really didn't happen too much. So this chapter, like I said, pretty much only one thing happened within this 20 pages of funness. Ichigo has his actual Zanpakuto now, and we found out pretty much that Zangetsu that we knew, aka Quincy Ichigo and Hollow Ichigo, are Zangetsu. So yeah, which is pretty cool. So now his Zanpakuto is dual blades. You got one blade is pretty much bigger than the other. And that's pretty much the chapter. Like the ending is Ichigo's like, I'm not gonna ask for your help, Zangetsu. I'm not gonna fight with you. And it says, I am one. And then it pretty much cuts out. So pretty much you could probably read the chapter in probably like 10 seconds. But anyway, even though, like I said, it's pretty much like a really short chapter, I still think this chapter was, it was good because it leads you wanting for more, and it leaves you with like a lot more questions than obviously answers. Like with the whole Zangetsu thing, last chapter, I mean, it pretty much alluded that there was going to be like a new spirit or Zangetsu was actually going to come out in this chapter, and it didn't. So I think for that reason, it was kind of like but for the same reason, I mean, it makes sense. Like Ichigo, I mean, a Zanpakuto is supposed to pretty much reflect your spirit, and Ichigo, unlike anybody else in the series, was born literally with a hollow in Quincy. So it would make sense that his Zanpakuto reflects that. So, I mean, it makes sense. I just think that the way the past chapter was wrote, kind of just like give us a false suspense, I guess, per se. But, I mean, all in all, like I said, I mean, it does make sense. Like, pretty much the reason why Visors became Visors, or the Visors that we know of, is because Aizen injected them pretty much with hollows, and we all know the story. And Quincy's pretty much a lineage. So Ichigo he never gained, is what I'm getting at, is that Ichigo never gained hollow powers or Quincy powers like everybody else in the show. He was literally born with it. So it makes sense, like I said, that Zangetsu is his hollow and Quincy powers, since that's what he is. It's still a little bit, I don't know. Like I said, it leads to like a lot more questions because, like, he just had his Zanpakuto broken, and then he learns that he's a Quincy and was born a hollow, and now he has his Zanpakuto, his real Zanpakuto, which, like I guess it should be plural since there's two of them, and he's magically merged because he said, "I am one." That was his whole speech of like why he. Because he said, like I said, he said, I'm not going to ask for your power, I'm not going to fight with you, or all that fun stuff, because I am the blade, or whatever, we are one. So it's pretty much, he's got the whole Komamura link with his Zanpakuto, which is good, because, I mean, that obviously he needed it, and obviously he's going to get, like, a really giant-ass power-up. So, I mean, obviously, like I said, he needed it. But, like I said, also, it leads to a lot of questions, because, like, if his Zanpakuto is his hollow powers, then what does this mean for his hollow powers? Can he do Zeros now? What about his hollowification or his hollow form when he transforms? Does he still have it, for one? If he does have it, can he use it at will? Um, since it's one, does he really have control? Like, is Hollow Ichigo like gone? Is he done trying to be king? Is Ichigo finally the king and Hollow is the ass? And like, is that resolved now since they're one? And Quincy, um, technically, since Quincy's been around since the first chapter, and it's gone. Um, what kind of abilities is Ichigo going to even have? I mean, I highly doubt him start shooting out Quincy bows or Quincy arrows and all that. But does this mean that he suddenly magically is able to like use Quincy abilities? Yeah, I could see it. Like I said, I mean, but I can't really see him like I said using arrows or nothing. Like he'd probably be more defensive tactics, like Blue Veen and whatnot. Um, but yeah, like I said, like it leaves so many questions. Like, has he truly became one? I mean, if so, like I said, it's good. But I think story wise, it kind of would be lacking because, like, it's good that we found out his backstory. But I mean, how did he just okay? Now I know my past. Now I magically just know how to use these same powers that I've been struggling with for literally years. He just magically um, knows how to use his hollow powers and Quincy powers that he literally just found out he had yesterday. So I'm kind of curious as to how that's gonna go. Like, I'm hoping these next chapters will get some type of I don't know training or something. I mean, obviously he's gotten just from the simple fact right now he's gotten a hell of a lot stronger because if you read the chapter, it took the whole ocean or sea to cool his toes down. Like that's how hot it was. So, I mean, obviously that's pretty damn big if it took a whole body of water to cool down one or two swords. So yeah. I think it's kind of cool though that he's got dual swords. Obviously, he has dual blades because he has two separate entities. But I'm kind of interested to see one, like I said, what kind of powers he's going to use. Is he going to use hollow powers now? Is he going to use Quincy powers? What is Kishimoto going to do with the good old Getsuga Tensho? I'm hoping we get a variation. He has two swords now, so I'm hoping he's just not going to swing one and just leave the other one hanging. I'm hoping we'll see some type of variation with that move. Also, just the way he fights, I'm hoping that probably will change. To me, I guess Ichigo is considered a swordsmanship expert or master, whichever one. But I don't really consider him a master or expert in swordsmanship at all. I consider him pretty much more of a novice. I mean, if you see his fights, he pretty much just swings it, for the most part, like Kenpachi. When I think of expert, I think of, like, Rurouni Kenshin. Obviously, he was a damn expert in swordsmanship. That's what I think of. But with his new Zanpakuto, or his real Zanpakuto, which is dual blades, he's going to have to change that up because if he just swings normally, he would lose the fight instantly. I mean, for those who know how to use dual swords, you have to use them as one, which is another reason why I think he has dual swords too, to symbolize that he is one. Because in order to use dual swords, unlike what most people think, how you think that you use them separately to do moves, you actually don't. You use them as you treat the two swords as one sword. So I'm pretty sure that's probably why Kishimoto designed it like that, which makes a lot of sense. Like I said, a lot of you may not understand it if you don't have a martial arts background or nothing. But I'm thinking that's why he made it. But like I said, I think Ichigo is going to change just his normal everyday fighting style now, just because he has dual swords. And maybe he will learn how to use it. I mean, he's been using one sword for ever since he became a Shinigami. Now he has two. So I don't necessarily expect him to just know how to fight with two swords. I mean, obviously there'll be a different challenge. So I'm thinking maybe he's going to learn just how to use his Zanpakuto. And he still has two more and World Guard members to go. I mean, he's 3 down, got 2 more to go. So I'm hoping throughout the finishing products of this process that he'll actually learn how to use the Zangetsu the right way. Like I said, I mean, as far as like future predictions go, I don't necessarily know what to predict. Oh yeah, I did forget one main thing. When Ichigo actually became one with Zangetsu, it seemed like Juha realized it because he said he got like all the Sternward together, and he's like, "I have news for you," and that was pretty much the ending. So I'm thinking, since Ichigo is a Quincy and his Zangetsu reflects that, I'm thinking Juha is like connected to all Quincy's, and kind of like because of that, I think he kind of has like hidden cameras per se, just being Quincy. So like he can keep it. He's pretty much omnipotent or omnificent, whatever, to Quincy's. Like I think he can see what they see and feel what they feel, just because they all have his blood running through him. Because as soon as Ichigo got his Zanpakuto, he released the news. So I'm thinking, because Ichigo is a Quincy, Juha can pretty much see what happens to him, and I think he can do that with all Quincy's. Because I mean, that'd be really coincidence that Ichigo just got his Zanpakuto, and Juha has some big news. So obviously they coincide with each other. I mean, as far as future predictions, like I said, I don't know, it's kind of hard to predict. Like, I would hope Ichigo will get some training, because I mean, he's technically he's used Zangetsu, I guess technically, but he's never really used Zangetsu, especially to its full extent. And now, like I said, he has dual blades, so he obviously doesn't know how to use dual blades, or I would imagine he does not know. So I would hopefully think just like Kenpachi, how Kenpachi had to learn Kendo, or he had to learn swordsmanship. I'm kind of thinking they're gonna do that same role with Ichigo. I don't necessarily think he's gonna have to kill anybody, but I'm thinking he's gonna have to kind of like relearn or learn an advanced skill with his Zanpakuto. Like I said, since it pretty much changed the game. Obviously he's got a power boost. Can he take Juha now? I doubt it. But I mean, you never know. Like I said, it took an ocean to cool down his freaking Zanpakutos. So obviously he's gotten a lot stronger. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I think all in all, this chapter was good. Not necessarily a lot happened, but like it posed a lot more questions for the future. I'm hopeful next chapters, like I said, Ichigo will learn how to use his Zanpakuto a little bit better. Move on to the next captain, and let's see how this resolves. This is Ryu Itachi, signing out.